So there's Prophet Yusuf, Joseph, peace be upon him. So here, he was a very handsome man. He was a very, very handsome man.
Like yourself.
Thank you for your kind words. Yeah. So for example, a lot of women were after him. So here, there's actually there was the ruler, there was the pharaoh, and there was his minister. And his minister, when he was a child, adopted him. And when he did that, as he grew older, the minister's wife kind of fell in love with him. And he was actually calling him to have sex with him. And he's a prophet of God. Yeah, sorry, just ignore them. Yeah, so the thing is, he himself was basically, because he's a prophet of God, he didn't want that. So basically, he was saying here, he's praying to God, oh God, protect me from these women, because they are calling me to something that I fear that if it isn't by your mercy, I might incline to it. Yeah, so obviously he's not, but he just fears for himself. So he was imprisoned in the story, and he prefers to be in prison than be out where these women are hunting him down. Yeah. So
I don't mean to laugh, but I don't mean to laugh at that. I think if you think in today's world.
Exactly, but that's what I was going to refer to.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, it's like every man's dream. You know, all these women are after you. But you see, as Muslims and Muslim men, we are told to honor people, and especially women as well. What's your name, sister?
My name's Talia.
Talia, yeah? Okay, that's a very unique name. So, Sister Talia, what we're saying is that the reason I refer to you as a sister is because I don't want you to think that I am flirting with you in any way, shape, or form. Because sometimes what happens is, sadly, a lot of, I'm sure you've been catcalled.
Absolutely.
I don't know, sexually harassed, I don't know. So the thing is, we live in a society where women are sexualized, and that is sad. That shouldn't be the case. So as Muslim men, we are told to lower our gazes, meaning that if we see something that, you know, like obviously I'm talking to you, I'm looking at it because I'm having a dialogue. But for example, we are told to lower our gazes if we see the opposite gender. Doesn't matter how they dress, in a niqab, abaya, or a bikini. We have to lower our gazes. The reason being is because we don't want to look at them as sexual objects. They are human beings. So that's the reason why, for example, it's so important, like you said, that in today's time, that's every man's dream. But to him, is that I prefer to be locked up. Now, those who obviously we are human beings, we're Muslim men as well, we should know better. We can fall weak at times as well. But the point is this, the default position is that we should have respect to every woman, and that even like, if we see a woman dressed inappropriately or whatever it may be, that we are told to lower our gaze and look away. That's out of respect. But today's time, a lot of women would see that as offensive. Why is he not looking at me? Am I ugly? What's wrong with me? But that's sad. That shouldn't be the case. So it's very interesting that you opened this story that
it's strange as well, because that's something I'm quite passionate about as well, you know, in terms of catcalling, you know, diminishing that kind of stuff. So actually it's quite nice that actually came up and you explained to me. You know, it's really nice to know that it's a religion of respect. And, you know,
especially when it comes towards opposite gender, because a lot of people claim that as Muslims or Islam is against women's rights or etc. But Islam is the only religion that is there to honor women in a right way. Because for example, So for example, one of the things is that when, for example, dating. We don't believe in dating because I believe dating is the biggest fraud ever for women, because you've got a man that you're in a relationship with, you call him your boyfriend, you have no idea what he wants from you, but you are getting in this relationship with the hopes that, because obviously with a woman, for you obviously you might be thinking, okay, I love him, I want to spend the rest of my life with him, but to him it's just like I want sex. Well, you don't know that. So because you don't know that, you invest yourself in there emotionally and in different ways as well, and then after that you're heartbroken or used. So what Islam does is, in order to protect the woman, Islam says that there is no dating. If, for example, I am interested in an individual, I have to go and speak to her dad. That's the first thing. I have to. Because number one, because that's her guardian. Yeah? So I need to go and speak to her father and ask him.
Is it like a respect thing?
100%.
I think a lot of people see that as kind of like owning, if that makes sense. And I don't quite like that. I don't like the thought of, the possession whole part of it.
Well, exactly. Some people see it as possession, but what we see it is as it's my daughter, and I want to protect my daughter, because there are men out there who is going to use and abuse them. So the thing is here, even though our society has made it an abnormal thing, as like, oh, I'm a woman, I'm an independent. Yes, but the point is this. For example, that your parent or like your dad or your brother, it's there to protect you because they're a man and they know how a man is. So what?
Me personally, I was raised by a single mother.
Okay.
So you know, my mum had me quite a young age, and so I don't know my biological father personally. So I feel that you know, my mum has done really quite a good job of raising me and my siblings as well. So when you say that kind of stuff, sorry, that was rude. You know, it gives me a nice reminder that it's not specific, like you said, to one gender. You know, it's very much, you know, again, diverse in the sense that you know, she is my protector, she is my, you know, and it's really quite nice that it's not. How can I word it? You know, on I've completely lost my word.
No, it's okay, it's okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like stuck for one thing.
Yeah. Well, the thing is with us is that these procedures are put in place to protect the well-being of the woman. So she's not emotionally manipulated and given false promises and then used. And because what happens is you see a lot of women who have been in relationships and then it doesn't work with my boyfriend, but in his mind he was there for you just for one thing, and this reoccurring pattern puts you in an insecure position.
It would be wrong of me to assume that a gentleman would be like that. I personally don't have that mindset.
Exactly,
you know,
but not everyone is like you. That's the thing. Because you're good-hearted, you think everyone is like you, but he's not. They're not. But that's the reason why Islam has stipulated that if an individual is interested in you, they should speak to your dad, number one. Number two, that when you are getting to know him, there's a chaperone. So this is a chaperone that will be there in the dating process for you to get to know each other. Now this might be seen a bit like, come on, a chaperone hovering over me. But the point is this, it is there once again because if a man is after the wrong things, he knows your brother or your mother or your father is there, and he's going to be thinking twice because he's going to, okay, that's the consequences if I do something wrong. That's point number two. Number three, if it comes to the point where marriage is going to happen, then you have a right to dowry. So the dowry is anything you like, gold, money. You can say, look, I want you to buy me a car. So
it's a very materialistic thing.
It is, but the point here is it's your security. Because if a man has the intentions of wanting you for one thing, even though he's met your dad and he doesn't care about that, now financially he knows, hold on a second, she's asking for gold. It doesn't make you a gold digger. I don't believe this concept. It is your right to have something because it's your security if he decides to leave you, that you have something to hold on to. Because a lot of guys here in today's age, they're called deadbeat dads. You know, they go and sleep around, leave and disappear, and you're left in a financial insecurity. So that is your security. So what you ask for also prevents him from being after you for the wrong things. Because if you come and say, I want £5,000, which is your right, nobody can ever call you a gold digger. That is your right. We believe in Islam. That is your security. So I know that, okay, I've spoken to the father. I've got to know her through dates and her chaperone is there. I'm okay with that. She wants something, which if I really love her and I want to spend the rest of my life with, I have no problem paying £5,000. You know, I'm so sorry. If I love you and I want to be with you, I will pay that £5,000. Now, then given that, then it's the what? The marriage, the nikah, the marriage. Now, with the marriage in a relationship, sometimes it's something that is hidden. But with a marriage, it's something that should be announced to the people. I am marrying this woman. So it's not hidden.
I really like that.
Exactly.
I believe that a lot more people should be open to, you know, just be like, look, I love this woman, and you know, it's okay to proclaim that. It is okay to, you know, be open and honest.
And it doesn't end there though, because now once you're married, you have rights in marriage. So he has a right to provide for you. Not sharing the rent, you don't pay a single penny on the rent.
Really?
Yes, you don't pay a single penny on the shopping. He has to provide, but this is very interesting because the reason why this is stipulated.
Can I quickly check if my sister's okay?
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Layla, are you okay? Yeah.
So I'm so sorry. We're nearly done.
No, it's okay. Honestly, she's absolutely fine.
Her name is Layla.
Layla, yeah.
Is she Muslim?
No,
That's a Muslim name, Layla. Yeah. Okay, no problem.
Sorry to bother you. Do you mind me asking how it is on the flip side with men as well? You know how, in terms of, you know, you say that with women. I can't get my words.
No, it's okay. Like
so when you go to, like, I don't want to say court. you know, get in a relationship with a lady and want to go meet their family and different stuff. So what about a gentleman's perspective? You know, you, like for example, I have my mother as my protector.
Okay, a man.
In terms of a gentleman, how does it work?
A man doesn't need a guardian.
Okay.
So a man, in that perspective, doesn't need a guardian.
Right.
So a man can choose to get married without his parents. Yeah. But then again, the reason might be because of that is because most of the times men have the power in the context. If you're in a relationship, he can try to blackmail you. He can try to force himself on you. He can do all kinds of things. Yeah, that's the reason why you require a guardian, because in the sense, not that, look, I believe women are emotionally very strong. We are physically strong, but women are emotionally very strong. That's why we have higher suicide rates with men. Yeah, it is. It's a very powerful thing.
Especially raised by a single mother.
Exactly, and single mothers. A lot of scholars in Islam, they had single mothers. That, like, you know, and I believe single mothers, I praise them a lot because they are like mother and father.
Yeah.
If you look at it, they do an immense, amazing job. You know, I'm sure your mother has to bring up child like yourself. So the thing is here, sister, is that's the reason why it's stipulated for a woman, because a woman can be overpowered. Yeah, in different ways. You know, there's revenge porn and all this kind of stuff. So that's the reason why a guardian is required for a woman, not because she is not capable in certain like intellectual capacity in that way, but it's there to protect you because there are men out there that can abuse you. We know a lot of people that women get into sex trafficking. You know why? Because this man has this, and if you don't do that, you get what I'm trying to say? It's there to protect you.
I don't really want to see a gentleman as a predator, though. You know, it would be wrong.
No, we shouldn't. I don't think that the default position for us is to feel like that, but then we have a reality to deal with. You know, we had, for example, was it Sarah? What's her name? The one who got killed. Yes, for example. These cases happen, and it's a reality. Even though we don't want to see it like that, and we shouldn't. For example, I don't think when you look at me, you're like a sexual predator. You assume the best, which is good. Exactly, well, that is good. But also, it is your right to protect yourself, because putting your guards down, for example, could cost other things to happen. So Islam is prevention is better than cure. So it's got stipulations in place to protect the woman and her rights,
and I really
not to
like
be
that.
and not to be abused, to be cared for. You know, but some people take this and be like, oh, Islam makes a woman seem as though she can't know. Islam is there to protect the woman. That's the reason why the guardianship from your dad goes to your husband, because now it's now you, like, we're living, let's say you marry someone and you're living together, he's your guardian. That's why I said he has to pay for the rent. He has to provide for you. You can work if you like as well, but you are in constant maintenance. And that is better. A lot of people are like, oh no, like I'm a feminist and this, that. I believe that there was a study done over 100,000 people in a matter of 25 years. They found out that women are less happier in the workplace. You know, like, and I'm not saying necessarily this doesn't mean they shouldn't work, but what we're saying is, for example, this movement of, you know, you have women who are in the business workplace, 30, 40, no kids, and they hit a rock bottom, and they're like, well, what now? I don't have a family. I'm at an age where I don't know if I can have kids. So what we're saying is you can work, but it is your husband's duty to provide and maintain. That's what Allah says in the Quran. Men are the maintainers and protectors of women. So if I'm walking with my wife and somebody pulls a knife out, I'm not going to say, darling, go do that. I have to go and do you know what I'm trying to say? If a war happens, we have to go and protect. So we are there, but this should be honored. It shouldn't be seen as, you know, because we're trying to take care of women. That's why I'm trying to point out that how Islam honors women.
And I really like.
I'll give that to you as well.
Oh, thank you so much. I spoke to like a lot of my colleagues who are Muslim, and it's really nice and respectful in terms of hijab and niqab as well. And I understand that it's not necessarily something you have to wear.
Niqab, there's difference between, but you don't have to. It's more just hijab.
And I really find that, because I feel like a lot of people assume that it's forced upon them.
Exactly.
But again, it's different. You know.
Let's check up on Layla. Layla, are you okay?
You okay, babe?
We're nearly done.
You know, I find it really lovely that that's also breaking the stigma, is, you know, being open and honest.
Exactly, but the thing is, when we talk about
something that's, you know, I personally wouldn't want, you know, me forced to wear something. You know,
exactly,
and
but
it's like that with the ladies as well, and I really like that.
But what do we define as force? See, I'm reading a book called Beauty Sick. I recommend you to order it. It's brilliant. It talks about, it's called Beauty Sick. So it's talking about how women are sick in beauty, like they're beauty sick, because, and in that book it's very sad, because the thing is, where the women go through waking up 2 hours to do their makeup, walking to work with heels, being catcalled, in a sexualized society, starving to get the perfect body. And she talks about, the author talks about how actually the system is rigged. because you can never look at that perfect body.
Would you mind me asking, like, would you say in a sense that you're quite feminist? Or?
Well, the thing is, define what feminism is. If what I've told you falls into feminism, then I'll say, okay, I'm a feminist. If what I said to you in that context, what we're saying is that we believe God Almighty's laws and legislation is the best for us. Yeah. So in that, for example, what I was talking about, that when we talk about force, I would say to you, you are maybe indirectly forced to, for example, get your hair done, have makeup before you go. Why can't you go out without makeup? Not you, like in general, yeah?
Like be up to marks with expectations.
Exactly. Why do girls starve themselves to have the perfect body? So when we're talking about being forced, talking about the hijab, there are millions, studies show there's millions of people, girls that are insecure about their body and feel overweight or ugly. Why do they feel that way? Because that's the point. So what that means is society and the beauty industry have a massive effect on you, that you are indirectly being forced to a way of life that you don't want to. Because you should be treated as a human being. As a female, you have more to offer than your beauty. Why can't I look past your beauty and be like, this is an intellectual woman that I'm speaking to that has so much more to offer than her beauty?
To me, that kind of sounds like feminism as well. You know?
Well, if that is, then I'm a feminist.
Yeah, so my version of feminism is equality, and I really appreciate that you're, you know, as equally about male, rights and how they are as women. So I really appreciate how you're appreciate how you're able to see it from a woman's point of view as well.
Of course.
And not only from your perspective, but also Islam in general.
Exactly.
How you're able to see it from our...
I don't believe, when it comes to equality, I believe in, for example, look, it's each individual requires different things and catered for. In Islam, if it was equality, that would mean the husband, you have to pay the rent half. No, I believe the husband has to perform more than the woman. Even though it seems unequal, but I believe it's equal because he has to provide for his wife. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So now it might look unequal, but in this very sense, we need to have a balance. There is things that a man can do that a woman can't, and there's things that a woman can do that a man can't. We can't put them in the same category because then there'll be an imbalance and it'll be injustice. Exactly. So if I said to you, okay, me and you, let's go on a boxing match. It's unfair. No, you never know, you might knock me out. Yeah. So the thing is, in a nutshell, sister, just what we're just saying is that Islam honors women. Look into Islam, read the Quran, and that's it. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely give this a read. You know, like I said a moment ago, I'm very open to, you know, it's not just Islam in general. It's the same with Judaism, the same with, you know, Christianity. But I've found that growing up, certain religions just weren't for me, and it's still okay to explore that. And you know, I'm fully appreciative of, you know, giving this to me.
No problem, sister. Thank you.
I was going to ask now. Yeah, can I give you a hug?
We don't have opposite gender.
Oh, okay, can I shake your hand?
It's the same thing, out of respect. But it's just because, you know, like with opposite gender, like out of respect, we don't hug or shake hands.
That's fine. I prefer asking. You know,
no, thank you. I really appreciate that you asked, but it's genuinely, it's because, look, to us, I know it sounds cliche, but every woman we respect, and to me, it's like, the way I honor you is that I do not want to have any interaction in the context. Why? Because you know you have this whole new thing of the Me Too movement, Even in the workplace, making gestures of touching the knee or this, that, etc. Islam is prevention than cure. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Because at the end,
I really love that. It's not really much of a too much.
Exactly.
I love the prevention. You know,
exactly.
I really
No, thank you. Thank you very much. It's genuinely out of respect that we have towards, and that's why I refer to you as a sister, and because of that. So I don't want you to ever feel.
Am I able to refer to you as a brother?
Yes, please.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This is really lovely
to
do,
it was.
And it's actually nice to have a conversation.
It was.
And not loud mouth over there.
Sadly.
You know, it's really nice. I really wish that other people would be able to be more open to not only your views, but also my views. And
Yes,
I really
exactly.
thank you for respecting
No, 100%. I'm here every Sunday. If you have any questions, feel free to visit. My name is Da'wah on YouTube. So you can watch. We've got some videos that I do, reaction videos, etc.
Okay.
But I don't want to keep Layla longer. She's freezing probably.
But yeah, thank you so much.
No, thank you.
And I hope you have a really lovely
I will do,
night.
hopefully. And this will probably be on my channel as well.
Okay.
So you can watch it there.
All right then.
Thank you very much.
Have a good
Take care.
evening, brother.
Take care. Layla, thank you very much. We're sorry for keeping you. Take care. Look after yourself. Bye bye.